Thank you, Mr Chairman. Graham Croucher, St James Residents Association, speaking in support of the motion. Some councillors will know more than others about the waste of power plant proposal. Others will have less interest, as it is proposed to be located miles from your divisions, but I'm sure if this is a HS2 or a motorway being proposed to be built 200 yards from people's houses, then you would rightly wish us to know about the perils of any proposal. In St James, we have a proud record of defending our interests, and the 2011 campaign to save our library should serve as a gentle reminder. We will even put such interests above watching the national team. Well done. Let me be crystal clear, Mr Chairman. This is a growing action group, and St James will not be silenced on this issue. We are no different to the people who live in the villages. We want information and a say in what happens in our village. We stand ready to defend our right to democracy. We also stand ready to assist in providing that democracy. As a former invited board member of the Community Interest Company, I am acutely aware of the lack of consultation to residents that I represent, as I am of their concerns and opposition to this plant. This opposition has been largely brought on by the developer's own inconsistency in supplying credible information. Of the information that has been available, much has been subject to repeated change. I personally have witnessed many inconsistencies from the developer. When I formally requested a referendum to the developer, Alderman Binley dismissed the idea as a fantasy that would cost millions, and that the planning process alone would suffice. I beg to differ, Mr Chairman. The planning process of development control is not sufficient to capture the views of those who have to shoulder the biggest burden of this proposal. Further, if Desborough Town Council can put on a referendum for 10,000 people at a cost of £4,000, then I absolutely believe the developer can stump up the relatively small amount for this. I know the council has a vested interest in the scheme, but what is there to be afraid of? As I have been told that this is a win-win for everyone. It's a safe plant.
Minute to go.
Sorry?
A minute to go.
Thank you. And everything would be great, then both the developer and the county council should have no fear of these assertions standing the test of public scrutiny via proper consultation, culminating in a referendum of those nearest to the plant. This proposal is a massive issue for the town and deserves the proper scrutiny that only a referendum can bring. Many things have been said so far about this proposal, and let me remind you of some of the notable comments in 2014. And I will finish on this, Mr Chairman. And I quote, "The company would only submit a planning application for a waste-to-energy station on the site if it had the full support of the people from the town. I will not go to war with residents, and if after the consultation they still don't want the power station to be built, it won't happen." Peter Alton, December 2014. "The council will only agree to the planning and the sale of land when we are convinced there will be no adverse impact on residents." Councillor McIntosh, October 2014. Well, we are far from convinced. Support the motion and the principle of democracy. Thank you, Mr Chairman.
Thank you, Mr Croucher.